It is 24 hours after President Bola Tinubu signed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2026 into law, and reactions are trailing the exercise. Members of civil society organizations are reacting to the passage of the bill into law. They've been at the forefront of electoral reform, and they believe the amendment is key to the credibility of elections in Nigeria.
If we're not careful, we will still grapple with the same logistical challenges that have been a feature of our electoral process.
And enact the Electoral Bill 2026.
A lawmaker explains the rationale for the passage of the bill and the speedy signing.
It was important to very quickly transmit to the presidency. We know elections are very, very critical, and it's important that there's some degree of certainty in the system. As we know, there was already electoral timelines as announced by INEC, and it was important that very quickly the bill was ascended to so that it could become law.
Issues of network failure during elections is also countered by the civil society groups.
INEC had a joint committee with NCC, and they had surveyed polling units. Remember, what you're focusing on are the locations where we have polling units. So the assessment was done on network coverage across polling units. In 2018, the data showed that 93% of our polling units had network coverage in 2018. So you can imagine how it has progressed. Now, if you look at the data, the IREV, on elections day, we are consistently achieving at least over 90% upload.
Meanwhile, political parties are criticizing the passage and the subsequent signing of the bill.
There is internet penetration in over 93% of the whole of Nigeria. In terms of transmission, we're able to achieve 97% in 2023 election in terms of transmission. The only problem we had was with the presidential election, and they know the truth of what happened in that presidential election.
Because when these laws and the amendment were being done, they were robustly debated. They were loudly discussed across each of the zones. Nigeria invested their energy and their personal resources. And on the government side, on the legislature side, they invested public funds in holding some of these gatherings. And there's only one very loud request from that place: mandatory electronic transmission of results. Is that in the paper? It's not there. There's no mandatory.
For now, the groups are asking the National Assembly to promptly publish the final version of the Act to ensure legal clarity and proper stakeholders' engagement.